This is Brian Carlton at the Symposium Resources Roadshow for ABN Newswire. Joining me now is Richard Wolanski, the Executive Director of Nyplats. The company's principal objective is to create shareholder wealth through the discovery and development of mineral deposits, specifically vanadium and copper. Richard, welcome to ABN Newswire.
Thanks.
Thanks very much for coming in. Now, vanadium, first up, what is it? What's it used for?
Well, vanadium is a metal. It's used as a ferroalloy in steel manufacture, used to make hardened steel. So typically they use a small percentage of vanadium to improve the quality of the steel that they're making.
Okay, and what's the demand curve like for vanadium at the moment?
Look, it closely follows that of steel. We always tend to say that if you're a believer in steel, you're a believer in vanadium. Typically it's added into steel at about half of 1%.
Okay, and what sort of properties does that give the steel?
It typically makes the hardened steel and tool steel, so we're talking about rebar and things like that. And anecdotally, one of the things that we've seen quoted is that the Chinese have typically used less vanadium in their steel than the Americans. And so there's this evidence of, or suggestion that Chinese steel is of a lower quality. And
which is something they'd be looking at correcting fairly quickly, I would have
Correct. Given they now, the major steel producing nation in the world, any sort of movement towards improving that sort of quality is going to increase the demand curve on vanadium quite significantly, as well as through the natural growth of the in terms of steel production.
Which has been in a bit of a slump recently, but clearly is not going to last. It's not going to be down for very long, is it? The trend has to be up in the long term, in the medium term.
I'm not an economist, but one of the things that we've seen, time and time again, and forecasters say time and time again, is Chinese growth, and Chinese growth in construction, and that's going to drive steel production. So, I have to think in my simple way of thinking that the steel growth is on its way up.
In its raw state, it sits in a magnetite deposit, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. What we go looking for, and one of the unique properties about what we've got, is that after your first stage of processing, which is roughly about 20% of your capex and opex, you're producing a magnetite concentrate, and it's the amount of vanadium that you've got in that concentrate is the real key to lowering your costs overall, because it's that point in time that you're incurring 80% of your capex and your opex. And one of the attributes of what we've got up there at Nyplats is that the amount of that vanadium in that magnetite concentrate is world class, and it's up to double what we've seen from other Australian prospects in the last couple of years.
What's the total size of the resource tonnage?
The existing resource is 851 million tonnes at 0.32%. Now, we delineated within that a high-grade zone of 279 million tonnes at 0.39%. To put it in perspective about what that means, and this is always the question that we have to deal with vanadium, is that we have an indicated section within that of 107 million tonnes, and that would be enough for a 20 to 25 year mine life for a medium-sized operation. So we've got enormous quality there. Adding to that, we've got two new zones that we're about to release maiden resource estimates on.
Just about to ask you about them, yeah.
Which have the potential, the exploration targets on those resources are between 1.5 and 2.5 billion tonnes. The information that we have to hand is suggesting that these resources are going to come in at the upper end of that scale, which is going to lead us to over 3 billion tonnes. We're talking about 200-year mine life.
Wow. That's a significantly long time.
Yeah, look, we think that the asset, while vanadium isn't a strategic asset in itself, we think that the nature and the size of this mine, because it's going to attract steel manufacturers, is that somebody is going to like the idea of having a 200-year supply of the raw material.
So where is Nyplats at in terms of the mining process now?
Look, we've, as I said, we defined our initial mineral resource in February 2009. We're about to upgrade that resource from the 2009 drilling that we did post that initial resource. What we've also focused on, because of vanadium has that unknown quantity about it, is scoping studies that are going to deliver, most importantly to the market, a conceptual net present value on the size of the project. Now, we think that net present value is going to be many multiples of what the company's current market cap is. And the reason why we're doing that is that we feel that it was important to guide the market in terms of what the value of the project is as opposed to what our current market capitalisation is.
You're operating in what is in effect Minerals Central too. What's your proximity to infrastructure, all the normal things that you need in order to get the stuff out of the ground and get it out of the country?
Well, we're well situated for infrastructure. We're on the western side of the Great Northern Highway. We are about 20 kilometres off the highway there. We've got access to water. There's power coming there's hydroelectric power that's running Wyndham, Kununurra and the Argyle mine site, which is actually further south from us.
Not too far away, is it about 30 odd k's?
Yeah, about 30 odd k's. And what Argyle and also Panoramic displays the ability to build all year round mines and to actually make the infrastructure work, to get a workforce there and to successfully mine. And we think that they're huge ticks in the box for what we want to do. We're looking at moving our end product out of the Wyndham port and think that there's that proximity to Asian markets is going to be a logistical tick in the box for us.
I know you're very excited about the copper angle too. What's happening with copper? Yeah,
copper's come out as effectively a recent prospect for us. It's come out of some gravity work that we did mid-year surrounding the vanadium. We tested some gravity high and lows late in 2009. We actually finished drilling, I think, in the last week of November. So we transported the diamond core back to Perth. We drilled 3 holes. And we've already released to the market that we've got visible blebs of chalcopyrite in there, about the size of 50-cent pieces. Right. Now, chalcopyrite's running 35% copper. We've got a really fertile ground there that's evidenced by, we've got evidence of a deep crustal fault that's got a number of splays running off it and a hydrothermal system. That's the system that we believe has led to the precipitation of the fluorite. And we think that the same system at different depths and different temperatures could give rise to precipitation of copper and other base metals, in fact.
You've been talking with interested investors today, presenting to them. What are the benefits for a person, a company investing in Niplats over, say, the next 5 years?
Look, we think that we've got 2 key focuses in 2010 that will drive shareholder value. The first is the prospectivity of the copper, which we're going to explore for in the second half of the year. And that is underpinned by the scoping studies and the real value and de-risking of the vanadium prospect. So what we are hoping people will see is that we've got an exploration program that will take us through to the end of 2010 looking for copper with huge upside there. And we will be delivering over the next few months a number of announcements that will effectively de-risk the vanadium asset, add value to it and package that asset up such that we can go and promote that to the potential Chinese and Indian markets who will be looking to either co-develop it, JV it, fund a BFS, purchase the asset. These are the things that we have seen success in Western Australia already. We've got a number of leads into these markets, and once we de-risk this asset and deliver that, that's when we'll go start talking to them.
Thanks for joining us on ABN. This is Brian Carlton for ABN Newswire.